Holy, she is so dark. Anyway, heyo, this is Stracco, and we're back once again, this time playing the Recluse, and what's our build look like? Well, I really don't have much good for this character, so her ultimate will cause blood loss for me, but increase my attack, and we get FP restoration upon halberd attacks, and we resist blood loss, but nothing makes us bleed. We also will gain. Why does this one specify ultimate art and this one not? Whatever. We also will gain max HP upon activating our ultimate art and raise our stamina recovery. Finally, art gauge fills moderately upon critical hit, stone sword key in possession at start of expedition, HP restoration upon thrusting counterattack. So, effectively, what this means is I don't have a build for this character. Anyway, let's get right into it. This is the token wizard of the group who is just good at anything magical. Whether that's the generic blue spells, fire, lightning, holy, doesn't matter. This character does it. And her main ability is that, well, one, you can get magic points back by using your skill. But two, when you hit an enemy with one of your spells, you can activate your skill on them, and it will give you a charge of that type of skill, or that type of spell. So all I start out with is regular magic. So if I hit him, and then I suck like that, there you go. This gives you FP back, for one. But also, at 3 stacks, if you use your skill again, an effect happens. Now, when you mix and match, it makes for much stronger effects. So, I feel like the goal as this character is to try and find as many different like spells as you can, especially early on, so that you can actually mix and match them. Because to start, all you have is this basic magic that you're seeing me use. So we're going to run over to this place real quick, and hopefully begin our journey into becoming a proper wizard. And not just a basic glintstone machine. Okay. Now, the really nice thing about this character is you're never really going to run out of magic. The really not nice thing about this character is she kind of sucks at everything that isn't magic. So, it's a pick your battles scenario, you know? Boom. Give him the sucking again. That's new. Okay. Well, this is going great. Anyway. I don't know what to say about that. Ow. Yeah. That was the type of bubble I expected from these guys. Not whatever they did to me. Holy. Ow. Here's hoping I can find some better skills. Seems the answer is I can't, but... Okay, I really don't want to die here because I'll lose that level that's on the ground. Bam. Stone sword key. So that's 2. Oh boy. Let's just activate my ultimate art over here and see if it does something. Well, I instantly bled, so that probably isn't good. No. This character also has one of the better dodges, and I got a crystal staff, so this is worth. Nice. Quick level up to level 4. Now, this isn't anything holy is my only problem here. We are going to be moving probably over to here, getting this church going in a circle. So we've got a lot of travel to do, which means this is the perfect moment to just kind of chat. So how have you been liking the videos so far? This is the 5th day, I believe. Yes, this would be the 5th day of uploading. And I feel like I've gotten a little bit more comfortable with chatting, but I kind of want to get better at talking about more stuff, not just the gameplay that's going on. Like I've been working on making a video on why the combat in Elden Ring, well, why the combat for FromSoft Souls-like games need to change, or needed to change rather. So like the way that Nightreign is kind of a symptom of the fact that they needed to update the Souls formula to be something new. If this launches me into the storm, I'm just gonna die, huh? Please stop. Please stop killing me. Bro! This is cringe. Anyway. So yeah, they needed to update the Souls formula into being something new. Reason being, not that the Souls formula is bad, but that it's kind of limited. And, like, let's define limited. It's not that they couldn't keep making games in the style. It's that there's only so many new encounters that they could make in that style. Like, think of Dark Souls 1. Almost every single enemy in that game attacks slower than you roll. Well, okay, yeah, that's cool. But that means that, how do I say it? But that means that you can only make so many attack patterns that don't exceed the speed that the player rolls at. Well, in Dark Souls 3, they started playing around with, what if this would kill me, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would launch me back into the storm. They started playing around with the idea of like, well, what if when an enemy did a certain attack, you had to move in a specific way in order to not be hit by it. And that was kind of the start of, like, Dancer of the Boreal Valley and Gale, where in order to not just get absolutely shredded by them, you need to dodge, not just dodge at the right time, but in the correct way. I need to use a different thing, it's just insta-killing them. But then, okay, in Dark Souls 3, they made Gale, they made, like, all these super cool boss fights, Midir, whatever, but they kind of had run out of new ways to make the fights feel new by the end of it. Like with Gale, he uses his cloak to make sure that your dodge timings stay on point where you take chip damage, and some of his attacks are faster than you can actually dodge. Like, you need to dodge them a little bit early, or in a specific direction. But that's it. At its core, you have 2 buttons in these games. Dodge and attack, which I don't have a... Dodge and attack. Really? Dodge and attack. There we go. And when you try to balance every enemy around that, it just kind of starts feeling samey after 4 games of it. So yeah, they needed to change it. I don't know. I'll talk about that when I get there. I break down everything that I do in this style, though. Like, I like to understand things. So, for me, it's not enough to just go, oh, this part of this game feels bad. I want to understand, well, why does it feel bad? What don't I like about it? What do I like about it? And that's how I kind of... That's just kind of how I make my... I need my thoughts to have that consistency. If I'm gonna say, oh, I don't like something, I need to understand why I don't like it, and be able to explain it. And you know, I've been wrong before. I didn't like Elden Ring. I I didn't like Elden Ring. And then I understood their design and what they actually wanted me to do, and I suddenly started liking the game. Oh, Crucible Knight. This would be so easy if I had a parry shield. Ow. Do I have a parry shield? I do not have a parry shield. Ow. Shoo. That's a fucking carrion slicer. I'm getting stabbed. Woo. Alright. Another thing that I struggled with, and I think this is a lot of people, right, is because I analyze everything like this, though, you need to understand there's some things in life that you can't analyze. A big one is, like, other people and relationships with them. Not even just romantic, but in general, trying to understand people like you're solving a puzzle just sabotages your ability to actually connect with them. I'm getting smacked in the face by a tail. So a big part of what I've had to do in the last year is, one, just get more comfortable with myself and being okay with not understanding stuff, which I think I've done a pretty good job of. But two, understanding that, like, it's okay if I don't get people. And not only that, like, look, there's going to be people that don't like you. There's going to be people that say mean things. Sometimes they'll just do it for no real reason. Like, all of that is fine. It doesn't affect me anymore. I have people in my life where, like, if they say, oh, check yourself, bro, I know I should. But by and large, I feel a lot more confident in just who I am and what I'm doing, because I'm not trying... I don't see people as a thing that you can solve anymore. And that takes a long time to get to, but it's like the advice, just be yourself, right? It's wonderful advice, but I'm sure most people hear that advice and they're like, well, how do I put it? If you don't get it, hearing that advice isn't going to help you get it. And I think there's a lot of advice like that. Where it's good advice, like great advice even, but it doesn't help you unless you already internalize it and understand it. And if you don't understand it and you hear it, you're going to be like, what the hell does that mean? I'm actually a programmer. I've been since I was 15, although really it wasn't until I was like 18 that it meant anything. That's not good. Oh, you're not even the boss. Why are you here? Shit, I just totally walked into a mini-boss by accident while trying to wait for the circle. Well, I'm gonna die. Oh, thank God. Alright, what was I saying? Good to know that that's over there, I guess. Christ. Good advice that, like, a lot of the time the people who hear it, even the ones who need to hear it, won't really understand, not because they're stupid or anything, but because it doesn't make sense if that's not what your mindset already is. That's a good way to put it. And I was one of those people where, like, I had a lot of good advice given to me, but it just didn't land because I didn't understand it proper. And as I get more confident with YouTube and more of an understanding of what I want to do, I kind of want to go beyond just making video game analysis breakdowns. At some point, I'd like to try to help the people who, like me, maybe don't really understand social interactions, maybe are a lot more focused on systems and logic, and then you meet someone and you're like, well, what they're doing makes no sense. It's completely illogical. Why would they do that? But, like, what I've figured out is it makes perfect sense. It's just not how I thought. This is going to be an annoying fight. Now, is this character better or worse than Iron Eye? Easily worse. Mostly because you've got to manage this gimmick of draining people's souls just to keep your FP up. I could technically completely end my run here by just spamming too hard and not restoring FP with that ability. So I'm really sad I've not gotten to show you this wizard's ability proper. But do you see that, my first ability on the bottom left that has the 3 rings around it? Depending on the spell that I hit enemies with, those rings will be different colors, I believe? Or at the very least, different marks, and they'll do different things. But because I only have a basic magic spell, you're only getting to see the basic magic version of this. Get marked. Okay, well, he got marked. He didn't care. So now hitting him restores FP and health, I think. Yep, and health. I don't think that lasts very long, though. Ugh, really? Yep, it's already over. Think, Mark, we can be bees. But yeah. I've found a sort of balance where I can mix the desire to break things down and understand them, and the ability to just be present and understand that I can't understand everything. Even if some people are very much just kind of flowcharts, they have very simple things that motivate them in what they do. There are other times where, like, I won't understand someone, and that's okay. Or I need to just be willing to ask and listen. Like, don't break everybody down like they're a science experiment, you know? I'll take this, I guess. I want to kill this guy, but I don't think I should unless I have fire. So we're gonna go here. YouTube has been a thing I've always wanted to do, but that I never gave a legitimate shot. And I have some videos that I made back in the day that I'm proud of. Probably my favorite one is Can You Dark Souls? Which was a video I made as a joke about how everybody was making, like, can you beat Dark Souls with this only? What about with this only? So, like, my hat in the ring was just Can You Dark Souls? And it was a completely, like, over-the-top parody video about it that I still am proud of, although it has a lot of flaws. I honestly, at some point, I want to make that type of video, but for Elden Ring. At the moment, I need any melee weapon to be able to win here. Anything. I'll take a fire Zweihander, sure. There we go. So, yeah. This is my giving YouTube a proper shot. And part of that is improving my ability to just talk on camera. Like, I've kind of been, much like my social interactions used to be, relying on a script of, like, this is I'm going to feel safe and confident presenting this because I've verified that it's good. Well, okay, great. How do I do when I don't have that script to fall back on? Even like to bring myself to do this, I sometimes write down topics I want to talk about because it gives me just that little bit of comfort, you know? But that's not what I should be doing. Well, I mean, it's not bad to do, but I want to hit a point where I am able to confidently and properly deliver speaking well. And part of the thing is I'm a programmer. Oh yeah, wait, look. They're marked by fire. Part of the thing is I'm just a programmer at heart. No, I didn't want to waste that. And being a programmer at heart means I, struggle a little bit with being monotone. I like to think of things in systems. It helps me feel just like in control of my environment. But it's also like, you can't, there is a very, no matter how good you are at doing something, there is a glass ceiling, right? And it is, how good are you at talking to people? I could be the best programmer in the world, objectively, right? And if I'm not able to sell people on that, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. You need that aspect of communication to get anywhere in life. And I always felt like I was lacking that. But it's not that. It's about confidence, right? You share, if you want like my number one tip, you're somebody who's listening to what I'm saying right now and you're following along even though it's a little bit rambly, you need to be able to confidently talk about the things you like. Because they're the things you like. I'm dead, by the way. That is the longest fucking cast time I've ever seen. They're the things you like. They matter to you. Like, you can't not talk about them and also be interesting. And you're going to be more interesting talking confidently about the things that you think are cool, even if it's nerdy shit. Like, you love Warhammer, or you adore video games, or you just really like, I don't even know, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading cards. If you can learn how to talk about that stuff in a way that sounds cool, you'll suddenly find that it's so much easier and more fun to talk to people. I'm gonna kill myself. Oh my god, okay. It doesn't work like that. So also, that wasn't a cry for help. That was... I forgot that I cause blood loss when I do that. And I did that. Why am I the way I am? Okay, I lived. Nice. Wait, suck 'em. What happens with two fires? Well, that's what happens if I misclick and use the Glaive's weapon art instead of, fighting the ulcerated tree spirit, but... Why am I fighting? This thing is such a waste of my time to fight. Yeah. If you can learn to talk about the things that are interesting, no matter what they are, you will be more interesting to people. And I actually learned this lesson by my best friend, who always was very good at talking to women. Because, he's Hispanic and they just are good at that. He was talking to a girl that I liked at the time about Monster Hunter. And anyone who hears that might be like, oh, that's a terrible idea. This girl was enthralled. Every single thing that he was talking about, she was there for. Right? And I remember just watching that being like, what the hell? But no, she loved listening to him. Why? It wasn't because she cared about Monster Hunter, as cool as that would have been. It was because he told it in a way that resonated with her. Like, not even resonated with her. He told it in a way where, like, clearly he cared about it. I can't beat this thing. God, where is my damage? But that's the moment where I realized, oh, being interesting isn't about knowing the right thing to say. It's about It's about talking about the things that matter to you in a way that is passionate. Like, and I'm sure that every single person who listens to this video has experienced that at some point in their life. This person who, like, they're not saying a single thing about anything you've ever even heard of, but they're saying it so confidently that you just can't help but listen, right? There's no reason that can't be you. Like, there is no reason you can't be the person who talks about things in that way. And if you can learn how to do it, you'll be so much more popular. I cannot beat this tree spirit in time, by the way. I genuinely think I would have been better off just doing that with the glaive. Well, this run's mega cooked. And it's trolls again! This fortress has 3 different variants, and I've gotten nothing but trolls. Anyway. Yeah, and it's a Radagon dog. No! Well, everything sucks. Fun fact, wizards cannot fight this guy. Well, I mean, you can, obviously, but it sucks because he just does more spell spam than you. I don't know what to do. I am so cooked. How? Bro. Spawn me somewhere. You can't see me. You can. What the fuck? Okay. Well, new thing I need to work on. Speaking and playing when I'm not talking about the game, because this has gone horribly wrong. I don't even know. I don't even know what I can do to try to save this run. But, dude, I'm the wizard. Why am I getting lamed out by everything? It's my job to lame people out, not get lamed out. Yeah, anyway, let's lock in and actually win this run. As hard as it's going to be. But yeah, that's been my lesson. I've learned much better how to be confident and talk about things that I care about, even if maybe other people normally wouldn't. Cool. Troll, I need you to die. Please just die. I feel like that lady trying to get a bear to listen to her. Just troll. Troll, no. That's my ability to win. Ugh, I'm so screwed, man. I don't even have time. I have to go that way. Depending on what I'm going against, I still should be able to win, but, like, I'm not gonna have a good run. I'm not gonna have a good time trying to fight the boss without a single magic spell that deals any damage but base magic. Really, I just wanted holy, man. Alright, well, let's lock in. Basically, what I'm saying is, when somebody says be confident in who you are, the advice isn't be yourself and fuck anyone else. It's you are cool, and you need to conduct yourself in a way that makes other people feel like you know that. It just whiffed. Okay, well, I know I'm cool, but I'm also getting trashed by a lion, so rough. This blood loss is gonna kill me, isn't it? Okay, noted. Blood loss can't kill you. Sick. Bro, he's so aggressive. Bear. Stop it, Bear. I'm a wizard. Bear. Oh, what a joke. Please stagger, man. Please. Dude. I was so close. Oh my god, and I have to go back because I can't lose all those souls. Shit, man. If I can kill this lion, I can maybe get to level 10. Misclick. Dude. Are you joking me? Stop dodging everything. Holy. Anyway. Bro. That would have insta-killed me, by the way, if there wasn't protection from that happening. Yeah, future of my channel, I'd really like to break down those common sayings and, like, common advice, like just be yourself, and explain it in a way that makes more sense. Because you're not wrong for saying, like, oh, that's useless advice. Because the way that it's usually presented, it is. Wow. Wow, this wizard feels bad. Skill issue. Do I do another? I think I do another and actually lock in. That was just rough. I'll label this like this is part 3, but actually it's going to be a whole new run. Yeah. Alright. New run, new me. That's an ancestor's spirit down there. We leave that the hell alone. Let's get it. So, fun fact, I start with the Stone Sword key because of my perks. I would normally... Screw it. If it's something completely awful, we'll come back to it. Nope, this is fine. These guys are super easy to cheese out, so. Even doing 0 damage like I am. How far can they chase me, though? Like, legitimately, how far can you go? That far. Great. Ow. I honestly think I just spam this spell at them and then die. Reason being... yeah, I'll get a refund on all my stuff. Oh boy. Ow. I can't count to 3. This is still a better start than last run. The main issue is, at level 1, you just do 0 damage. Lingering hitbox. Hey, can you go further than the other ones? Ugh. Yeah, I don't know, if you guys would ever want a more serious kind of scripted video on stuff like common advice that is hard to understand, like, let me know. Because it's not just games. Everything in my life that I've ever done, I have to break down in ways I can understand it. Like, but it's fun for me. And I realize that that's part of who I am, in that I don't do this out of a need for control. Studying and understanding things is just one of my favorite pastimes. So, like, when I want to have fun and take a break from grinding away at YouTube or work, I literally get in my car and I study a language. So, I originally taught myself Spanish, and now I speak Spanish. But lately I've been learning Russian, because with Spanish I reached a point where my way of studying is I just play games in Spanish, or I like talk to people in Spanish. So it's not really active study anymore. So I started learning a new language, which is Russian. And why Russian, you might ask? Well, because I didn't want to learn another Romance language. Romance languages being French, Spanish, Italian, and they're all different, but also kind of the same. And I just didn't want more of the same. I was kind of interested in Japanese, but let's be real. Learning Japanese is like... you're not really doing that because it's going to be a thing you use a lot. You're doing it because you just like Japan. There's nothing wrong with that, but I wanted something a little bit more usable. And speaking of usable, of course, Mandarin comes to mind. Why not Mandarin? Well, because it's really freaking hard. There's not much more to it than that. I just didn't think I realistically could learn it. Well, not that could. I didn't want to spend a ton of effort on a language when I don't have anyone who I could speak it with, for one. And, like, I just don't feel like it would have been very fun to study without that. So I actually know some people that speak Russian. They also speak Ukrainian, which I considered, but the thing about trying to learn Ukrainian on your own is there's almost no resources online for it. There are surprising amounts of resources to help you learn Russian, and there are so many to help you learn Spanish. But, like, Ukrainian, I couldn't find anything. So it's kind of like, well, if trying to learn it is just going to be miserable for reasons completely outside my control, I may as well just focus on a language I can learn. Damn, I really want to find a staff that isn't just pure magic. So yeah, that's one of the sad limitations that you just have with learning languages. You need to pick one that, if you're learning on your own, obviously if you have a teacher, ignore this, but you need to pick a language that has resources in your native language that you'll be able to use. Otherwise, you're just not going to be able. Well, one, it's not going to be fun to learn, but it's just not going to be a good time. Lucky. That's great. I love getting one shot by stuff like that. So, like I said, with this character, my main goal is really to find sorcery stuff that I can actually use, but it's the definition of easier said than done. And dude, feels like every single thing I'm running into just has a million ranged options. I'm dead. Okay. Not dead. God, my biggest complaint with magic, right, is that it doesn't hit weak spots ever. Like, you need to hit this dude in the head. I can't hit his head. With the bow, you can free aim, and you have infinite everything. You can technically free aim spells, but it's so bad. Dude, I just want... Ugh. You can technically free aim spells, but, like, the way you do it is not fun. Oh, look, you want to free aim a spell, you have to unlock, and you have to try to manually aim it like that. I mean, it works, but it's really, really janky feeling. He's gonna die, so we just follow up here. I feel like it's better off. I'm better off just casting a regular. Casting the regular attack. Whatever, I go back to level. I don't even go. Holy, I'm so screwed. I want good magic. Maybe I need to try to focus the rises, which are here. It's these things. I don't know. I never really played around with the wizards too much because I just don't tend to love magic in these games. Mostly because I feel like all you do is walk backwards and cast spells. Which, you know, it's what you do as an archer too, but at least with archery, I never run out of ammo. Yeah. This character is rough. Mostly I just can't get any spells, though. Like, where do I get an incantation thing? Because normally I'd get it from those boss rooms that I keep exploring. But I've had no luck with it. Alright, well, at least... Okay, we're gonna be beating an enemy to death with a great sword as the wizard. That's fine. It's all fine. It's all fine. Oh my god, wait. That was a heal. Okay. Well, the good thing that I just learned is that you can get element from your weapons. The bad thing is everything else. Oh my god, thank you. The staff has magma shot. I have fire. Forgot to level. That's okay, there's one right up there. Magma shot. Hallelujah. Oh, and defeating enemies restores HP now. Cool. Now, I don't think this is going to be enough on its own to really carry me, but it's better than nothing. Ooh, another video idea that I had, right, is the effect of AI, specifically in the programming industry. Because it's weird. Programming is the one industry where, even though AI is there, I mean, it's everywhere, but even though AI is there, it's not really replacing programmers at all. Not like it is to, you know, artists and graphic designers, at least. It's there, but it's not like ruining people's ability to get jobs in the programming field, at least not yet. And it's really interesting the reason for why, and it's that AI just isn't very good at programming. I mean, it's better than someone who's never done it before, but like the second it needs to do anything more complicated, it's breaking. And if you understand AI, that's actually a flaw in how it's currently made. So like, it's most likely not going to be changing anytime soon. I don't know, if you think that that would be like an interesting video, I'd love to talk more in depth on it, because it's one of those things where I don't feel like I can do the topic justice as a 15-minute long chat while also trying to play Elden Ring. Nightreign. But yeah, no. I don't know if anyone would want to hear more about that. But, like, I don't know. I think it's very interesting. I'm about to get railed by a... Yeah, screw off. Oh, fuck off. Fight me. There we go. Elemental buffs on this character are actually, like, on your weapon are actually very nice. Because it lets you always be able to regain FP by hitting stuff. Good to know. Holy, that was rough, though. Oh, I'm fucking two-handing the sword still. This is rough. Shoo. That's not what I want to do. That reflects magic, if you're wondering. Useful against the rushdown crew. Shoo. Ow. Oh, shit. Okay. Can you all stop, please? Bro. Stop. I'm dead. I tried to heal when I'm out of healing, which unfortunately, instead of doing nothing, lifts the empty flask to your lips so that you can die. I just ended my own life. I sure did. Holy. Alright, well, this is not the character for me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call that here. Ugh. Next, we will be back with the Executor. And that should be a much better run. What did I get out of this, though? Holy water pots in possession at start of expedition. Improved great hammer attack power. Nice. Yeah. So, really, let me know if you'd like for me to make videos, not just on video game design, but also, like, I guess, like, systems in the real world, whether it's relationship dynamics or, like I said, what's AI looking like in the programming industry right now. Let me know, because I'd be interested in making them. But I kind of felt more confident talking about games first. Because let's be real, if I have a bad take about a video game, no one really cares. It's like a small thing. If I say something big about AI and it goes viral, that people tend to feel a lot more strongly about. Which I don't mind, but maybe let's not rock the boat when I'm just trying to take this seriously, you know? Yeah. This has been the Recluse. I'm going to have to give her another run once I'm better at finding magic. But, till then, see ya.